Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Seahawk Talk here on the Salve Athletics Network. I'm your host, Andrew Pizzelli, and we're coming to you live through Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can like, follow, and subscribe on all those platforms. Just search for Salve Athletics, and you can catch us live every Wednesday starting at 12:30. We've got a great show for you lined up here today. We'll be joined by David Lunn, Bill Villarreal, and Casey Phoebus. Can't wait to talk to them and our producer, Gavin Parent. But first, we want to remind you to keep your distance.
Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity. Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity. Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity. Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity.
All right, that is The Shake with Keep Your Distance, a Rhode Island-based band with a message that we have been able to apply worldwide and amongst the Salve community: social distancing, hand washing, mask wearing. We've heard all about those things for quite some time now, basically a year, but we still can do all those simple and easy things. I want to bring in our producer now, Gavin Parent, to join the show. Gavin, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Pez?
You're repping your New York sports, but you do have, I think that's an Oakland
I
Raiders
got the,
jersey,
I
right?
got the
Back there?
Raiders jersey for Habershaw.
Okay, yeah. Ed Habershaw down in Florida right now, soaking up the sun, as is Deb Garrity from Jacksonville, friend of the program. So I want to make sure we say hi and thanks to all of those people tuning in wherever you may be. Thank you for finding us here on a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon. Gavin, we usually take this first couple minutes here to kind of catch people up or chit chat amongst each other, but unfortunately, we do have some sad news to relate. A passing of a fellow Seahawk, Devin Hamilton. We learned about that yesterday and over the weekend. I know he's somebody that was close to you, a former men's lacrosse player, current rugby player, and I just want to give you the opportunity to say anything that you'd like about Devin.
Thank you, Pez. So, like you mentioned, if you guys have heard yet, Devin Hamilton has passed away this weekend. This is hard to talk about, actually. If you knew Devin, if you had the privilege to know Devin, if you ever ran across him in the hallways at Salve, I can guarantee you that at some point, if you had any form of relationship with him, he brought some sort of positive energy, a positive vibe. Just insanely bubbly and nice person. If you had the privilege to know him, I'm sure if you were around him, you're definitely not negative, definitely not down. He was very happy, just a very caring and kind kid, a very genuine and just very great person. So we mourn the loss of Devin. My heart goes out to any of his very close friends, his immediate friends. He was a member of the rugby team which I was on. Before that, he was a lacrosse player. So he has a very large support system and a very large backing here in the Salve community. So I just appreciate the time that they've given me to go on a limb and say that if you're struggling with something, if your mental health has been off, if your anxiety, if your depression, if you're going through anything of that sort, there's always somebody to reach out to. There's always somebody that you can talk to, whether you feel like there's this stigma that men are weak if they reach out to somebody to talk about their mental health or if reach out to talk about anxiety or depression, but that's completely not the case. We have to kind of shy away from that unhealthy stigma that men can't talk about their feelings and talk about what they're going through, because talking about something, you're reaching out to somebody can, in the long run, save a life. So just to kind of get back to the topic, Devin, I love you, brother. I miss you, brother. We're all going to miss you. Thursday, outside of O'Hare, they're doing a candlelit vigil in honor of Devin. So if you guys had any personal relationship with him, or if anybody knew him, or if you knew somebody who knew him, if he impacted your life in any way, shape, or form, or if you're just a member of the Salve community and we all want to mourn together, show up Thursday night. It's around 5:30, 5:45 outside of O'Hare, and there'll be a visual candle lighting for him.
Awesome. Thank you, Gavin. And
Yeah, of course.
it's weird. We had Megan DiCarvalho from the Counseling Services Center on last week, And obviously Ed was grieving the loss of his father. And something Megan said to me that kind of stuck with me, and kind of what you brought up, that stigma about talking about things, about men being able to express their emotions. And she said that it was really powerful what Ed did, which was to come on, do the hard thing, which was to talk about it and be vulnerable and set that example. And what you're doing right now goes a long way towards ending that stigma.
I just want to say
talk about
vulnerability is not a weakness. Okay,
Exactly.
Everybody's going through something, so vulnerability is definitely not a weakness. It can be a strength because talking about something can help you rather than hurt you.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned it there, but I'll mention it again. Meg was on last week, was awesome. The counseling services, they're there at the drop of a hat. You can contact them if you need them. If you're not right or somebody you know isn't feeling right, there's tons of great people and resources that are available, and it's okay to not be okay. So, yeah, again, I echo your sentiments that mourn the loss of Devin, who was like you said, a really a great individual. We'll miss him, and any and more information will be available for people. Like you said, there'll be a vigil coming up later this week, and we'll make sure that if anybody wants any information on that, they can reach out to us. So,
Absolutely.
no easy way to transition from that, so we're just going to transition. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with David Lunn, the head coach of our women's ice hockey team, to catch us up on what's going on with his team and the hockey world. We'll be right back. And next, we're going to talk to the head coach of our women's ice hockey team, David Lunn. David, how are you?
Doing well, Paz. How you doing?
It has been a little while since we talked to you. We saw you
Yep.
on our final episode of season 2 back on New Year's Day. Haven't talked to you since. So just how have things been? Even though it hasn't been a long time, a lot has happened in that time. So catch us up.
Yes. I mean, we are pretty active in terms of practicing. We've been going consistently now here probably for close to a month. A little bit of a shutdown there, but been skating 4 times a week with the girls, and have been doing some off ice stuff in between when we've been shut down. So we've been very active as a group, practicing, working out, just kind of keeping everything sharp as if we were playing, and kind of continuing to work towards getting better for the preparation for next season.
Yeah. You talk about that preparation and staying sharp, staying ready. How important has it been for the players to stay together, just to be able to still practice and be together as a group? How important has that been for them?
I think it's been extremely important. There's not a lot of activity socially wise at school, at any school, obviously with everything going on. So just even the element of being able to congregate, safely, obviously, and practice and compete, and just kind of so there's definitely a social element to getting together and as a team and practicing. I think is big. It just, not everybody gets to do that, and we're lucky enough as an athletic group, as a hockey team, to be able to do that on a consistent basis. So very fortunate there, and I think they're just happy to be on the ice and moving and staying active and obviously playing the game they love.
Yeah. The players are trying to stay sharp. How do you as a coach stay sharp when it's been how many days do you even, I'm sure you maybe could come up with a number, but just it's been so long since you've had to actually coach a game in live action. How do you keep your coaching sharp?
Yeah, good question. I mean, just being able to coach at practice is definitely, a good, refresher. It's a good practice for me. Just keeping my awareness, skills, coaching, lingo and regiment, intact and active. There's also a lot of other little things to do. I watch as much NHL at professional game or college game for that matter as I can. I'm always kind of dissecting the game and, clipping stuff. I do clip stuff and use it to, put in my repertoire, put in my library, and utilize that and integrate it into the coaching style that I have with the girls. And I do record a lot of our practices. I've got a couple, actually got a GoPro right here that I'll use to on ice and give a perspective and link that into some of the stuff we do. And just get creative as best I can. So there's always little things I try to integrate here and there to keep it sharp. So, but it definitely doesn't replace, in-game tactics and adjustments and that stuff. So very, very eager to try, to get back behind the bench relatively soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Everybody has a different day seared in their mind. But in general, this week, a year ago, was when everything changed. For some people, it could have been the 9th, the 10th, may have been the 13th, Friday the 13th last year. For me, it was the 11th, was the last game I broadcast. Last time I was like in the office, almost worry-free. And then obviously everything changed pretty quickly in the days to follow that. So there's been a lot of reflection this week from people thinking back. What sticks out to you? What do you remember most from this time a year ago?
I'll just get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty vivid for us. So I was at Wesleyan University with the men's team as an assistant. We had just won the NESCAC tournament, first time in program history. I would definitely say an underdog in that tournament, and made a pretty big statement in the NESCAC community and the Division III hockey world for the men's side. We were preparing all week for practice, and then Thursday we were ready to ship out Friday. We were going to head out we were practicing Friday, going to head out Saturday to Babson. We were scheduled to play Babson first round of NCAAs, and we got the word right after practice that the NCAA had shut everything down. So we were literally packing our bags, getting ready to head out. We're going to head out and check on the hotel the night before, and just kind of get ourselves situated. And that was it. That was the end of the season. We were extremely excited to try our mettle against Babson. I thought, we were matched up well against their game. We did a lot of scouting on them, knew their systems well, and we've been practicing all week in preparation for them. So it's unfortunate, but it's we were lucky enough to go out on a high note with a NESCAC championship. So I do remember vividly where we were and what was going on.
Yeah. And then the year that followed, a lot of change for you. I mean, you come here to Salve, you expand your family a little bit as well. Just talking about kind of, there's obviously been a lot that's happened that's been disheartening in the last year, but it has been a good year for you as well.
Yeah, it's been life-changing, I guess you could say. A lot of things have, I guess, fallen into place or have transpired. The birth of our first child, who just turned 1 actually last week. So speaking of this time last year, took the new position here at Salve, within that time period. So transitioned, made a move the family from Connecticut to Rhode Island here. And, it's been amidst a world pandemic. There's been a lot of change in our life for the positive, I think. And we're enjoying it. Obviously there's still some, I guess, negatives, if you want to call it that, but just trying to enjoy the positives amongst it.
Yeah. Now, you guys are practicing. The conference ended winter sport competition, but there is still that light at the end of the tunnel. Potentially, if conditions allow, you guys could still maybe scrimmage amongst yourselves or schedule outside competition. What does that look like right now for your team? Obviously, putting all of the things on it, saying we're speculating. But if it could happen, what's it looking like right now? Getting that first Salve game under your belt, David. We got to get it.
Exactly. Waiting a long time to do it. Yeah, so that's where we've been given some green lights by the university, by the department to put enough testing in place for us to inter-squad scrimmage, and then we're also actively looking to try and get an outside opponent to play against in a scrimmage or exhibition. So right now, this happened pretty recently over the past within the past week. So we're working to get everything in place, the people in place, all the logistics and everything in between to make that happen. So, we're still working on an outside opponent, but at the very least, we'll have, a number of inter-squad scrimmages, at the very least one, working on maybe multiple. So, and we're trying to make it, do the broadcast thing, make it as if it resembles a game, try to have mimic that experience as best we can.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to that happening. Like I said, got to get that
Yes.
first game under the belt. The games, too, I'm sure you've had it picked out, ready for over a year now of when you'll get that head coaching notch on the belt. I'll give you some positive news, David. The surf forecast for this weekend looks pretty good, Friday, Saturday. So I don't know what your schedule's like, but the
It's
weather's warming up.
yeah.
I'm guessing you got to love at least where Mother Nature's trending right now.
It's been, we got a little flat spell here for the past week or so. It's been kind of unfortunate because we had a few good days right when the weather was it was getting bad, and then it got good again. We had a few nice surf days, but I'm looking forward to it. You know, these next 2 weeks are pretty busy for me, so I don't know how much water I'll see. But the spring's a good time to dip your toes. It always kicks up a few good storms.
All right, awesome. David, great to see you. Glad you're doing
Absolutely.
well. Looking forward to seeing you soon, and thanks for taking the time to come on here.
Appreciate it, Paz. Thanks.
All right, that's David Lund for our Sal Virginia women's ice hockey team. We'll take a quick break and be right back. All right, welcome back to Seahawk Talk. I'm your host, Andrew Pizzelli, and we're going to go next to the head coach of our women's lacrosse team, Bill Villarreal. Bill, how are we?
How you doing?
Good. You have to be hyped. You have real opponents on the schedule, dates, times. Finally, right? You have to be so excited.
It's been a while, and as you know me in the past, I am very excited to execute this schedule, and hopefully get them all in. So I take it day by day and game by game. So we're going to attack each one and hopefully have all of them in the bag.
Yeah. How important is it for you? I'm sure you've talked about this to your team, but a condensed season, things are going to go, as long as we've waited, it's going to go by fast. So
Right.
How important is it to start fast and start well?
Well, I think they realized they learned a lot from last year. We had 3 games in, and then we had to end the season, so they know the importance of every game. I'm not, I just want them to play hard every single game. Every time they touch the field, they should play as hard as they can. And then, so when they do end their career, which some of them are seniors, that it could be their last game, and they realized some of that from last year. So I'm expecting them to come out and really enjoy playing the game they love so much.
I was going to say there has to be tremendous amounts of motivation. I'm sure you probably won't have to work too hard to motivate them, given
No,
what was lost last year and how much they've had to work to get to it this year.
no, they're really good, and they're ready to go. We've had great practices. Thank God now with the change of weather, so it's more enjoyable. It's being out there to play is one thing, but being out there to play with the frozen tundra on Gaudet. They're working hard. They're working hard to get out there on the field and hopefully play as well as they can.
Yeah. Now, originally today, we were supposed to have one of your athletes, Ayu Sakamoto, joining us on the show. She has
Correct.
traveled with her family back to Japan. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning there now, so understandable that right now a live show was not going to work. But we hope to speak to Ayu soon. How about I'll let you have a chance to talk about her, a little bit about her story, and then I think she's responsible for that beautiful piece that's over your shoulder.
She is. As a matter of fact, that's why I have it over my shoulder. She was supposed to be with us today on the show, but she said she's going to check out her schedule and hopefully have another chance to come out and talk. But she's a player who graduated a couple years ago from our team. She came out and tried out for the team years ago, and I remember her coming up to me and saying that she wanted to play a sport that was on my shirt. So I had a lacrosse t-shirt on, and she wanted to play. So I explained to her the difference of club playing and varsity sport playing at the college level. So, but she was persistent. She wanted to come out and show me what she got. And she came out and played really hard. She met with me after I gave her a go to try out for the team. wanted to work really hard, and she asked me certain things that she can work on. And I'm talking like from the very beginnings of the game. So she quickly picked it up. She's an athlete, so she was able to pick it up fairly quickly. She had a basketball background, so she understood some of the moves. So it's really just getting a stick in her hand, which was nice because typically, young athletes start off and they have dominant hands. But for her, right off the bat, I forced her to go both hands. And by the end of her time here, she was very smooth with her right and left hand. And she was very quick. So, she was a very good defender for us. But more than that, she was a great team player. She really was. I mean, she brought a new energy to the team, somebody who had a different outlook towards the game, which I loved. And I love being able to grow a young player into someone who can actually play at her level. So I thought it was great. When she joined the team, then I became very interested in what she does outside of the team, which was art. So, which you can see behind me. So she had a project in her art class where she had to paint I think it was four portraits of things that she loved about the university. And her first painting here was of our lacrosse team. And she knew that I enjoyed her artwork. So about a couple months ago, 3 months ago, she gave me a call and said she had something for me. And lo and behold, it was a painting of our team before a game. And if you know our team, I can actually pick out these individuals in the picture. And the thing I loved about it the most is not only does it have our team, but it has Andrew. We sponsor a young man from the community, so he helps us during the game sometimes. It has of course, the American flag is in the background with the Newport Bridge. So it's really I love the photo, or not the photo, the painting. And I'm going to cherish it. So right now, I'm going to put it up on the wall and display it. So I think I'm very proud of her. It's really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait to
really
get in and look at it. Because at first I thought, oh, is that just like a graphically designed, like an altered picture? That's a painting. No. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is when it was during her senior year, or no, the year before her, she actually hand painted all the seniors and made a poster out of them, which was awesome. So, I've been a big fan of her artwork for a while. So I told her, hey, we're going to have to get a painting of you and I on here somehow. And lo and behold, she did the whole team, which was perfect.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, we miss her.
Yeah. Well, can't wait to get her on. Like we said, bit of a time difference. So we will, hey, the beauty of technology, we can work these things out. So we miss IU. Can't wait to get her on the program. And Bill, thank you for coming on, taking your time today. I know things are busy, so I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you, Andrew.
All right. That's Bill Villarreal, the head coach of our women's lacrosse team, getting ready for some action. And we're going to go next and last to a sophomore on our field hockey team, Casey Phoebus. Casey, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, Andrew. How are you?
Good. You are a student ambassador for the Ronald McDonald House. It's really awesome. What you've started here, and I'm just going to let you explain how that came to be and what your goals are and what you're aiming to do here as the student ambassador with the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, so maybe a month ago, I got an email from the nursing department, and it was from the Ronald McDonald House looking for college student ambassadors. And I've always known about the Ronald McDonald House. It was an organization that I've always admired. So I couldn't hesitate to jump on the opportunity. And I had an interview with them. I filled out an application, and now we're here. It's a really cool program because I get a lot of freedom to do what I want to do in terms of fundraising and volunteering. They just pretty much said, whatever you want to do, let us know, and we'll be here to give you any support that you need. So right now I'm doing a GoFundMe for monetary donations. And in the future, I hope to do some like wish list drive things and some volunteering at the actual house post COVID. And I'm hoping to include the field hockey team as well. We had the idea of having the field hockey team come and cook the family's dinner at the house and just some other really cool volunteering opportunities.
Yeah. For people who are interested, if you go to the Salve Athletics website, we have a great story up there. You're featured in that story. Get some nice action shots of you in goal along with it. People, if they want to give, there's all the links in there as well, and we can tweet all that out again today after this talk. How much have you raised so far, and do you have a goal?
So far we've raised a little over $200, which has been incredible. The goal on the page says $250, but everything has already exceeded my expectations, and I'm incredibly grateful for all of those who have donated and shared so far.
Yeah. While I have you here, you're a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
I think the freshmen and the seniors get all the attention this year, as they should, because freshmen, I mean, being a freshman in college is crazy enough as it is. This year's been crazy. And seniors, it's like, it's so bittersweet not knowing what's going to happen and everything. But how weird has it been to be the people in the middle, the sophomores and the juniors who got a normal year or years and then are trying to navigate everything that's so different, and especially I think sophomores who you had basically a very normal first semester. Second semester is, oh my God, what? And now this year is totally topsy-turvy. How's it been to manage being a sophomore and your fellow sophomores?
You know, this definitely wasn't the college that I was expecting to happen in my sophomore year, but I'm incredibly grateful. It's definitely been weird, not expected, but I wouldn't have it any other way. We haven't had a normal year yet, my class. We didn't get to play spring season last year, and we didn't get our fall season this year. We start spring practices next week, and I'm very grateful that we're able to practice, and hopefully we'll do some inter-squad scrimmaging at the end of the season. And I'm looking forward to hopefully next fall. It's been very weird, but grateful for every ounce of playing time.
As I say, do you guys have a lot more of a perspective now? Normally you would think like, oh, practice. But now it's like, oh my God, please give us practice. Like
Yes,
just being able to
for
be
sure.
together and have the team in any capacity, I think must feel so important for you guys.
It definitely is, especially with a freshman class that we haven't had time to get super close to. We appreciate every minute of practice just so we can see each other in person. Zoom is not the same. And we just want every opportunity to get to know them, and practice is the perfect place to do it, especially when we can't really gather outside of practice.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Casey, thank you so much for coming on. What you're doing is awesome. Good luck with the rest of your fundraising goals and things with the team, and getting out there and practice real live. The weather's warming, so hopefully it's better for all of us. But
So
thank you for taking
excited.
the time to come on here today.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, that's Casey Phoebus from our field hockey team. We're going to take a short break and be back with our producer, Gavin Parent, to wrap up today's show. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to Seahawk Talk. I'm your host, Andrew Pizzelli. I want to bring in now, once again, our producer, Gavin Parent, to help wrap up today's show. Gavin, normally we'll do both things. I have a question for you, but first, any thoughts you had on anything that our guests had to say here today?
I think what she's doing is fantastic. The last guest we had on, but other than that, no, it's just ready to get outside, get some fresh air today. It's another beautiful day today, so you don't get many of them, but. No, definitely another successful show today for sure.
I wanted to ask you this question. We're flying right along with our guests. I had asked David this question, and I'm going to ask you. I already kind of said my words on this, but it's basically been a year. I mean, it's crazy to think. I mean, tomorrow, the 11th, that's the date that's seared in my mind. Last time I called a game, last time I was really in the office working, and then in the subsequent days, the world went crazy. And everything, the shutdown happened, and we've been trying to get back ever since. What do you remember most from this time a year ago as we're kind of at this 1-year anniversary of the pandemic beginning?
I mean, I remember breathing maskless air. I'll tell you that, not having to walk around with a mask on. Actually, this time last year, I just got like a new part-time job, and the very first week we didn't have to wear a mask. And then like literally after a week of me working there, it was like every time you come in, you got to wear a mask. Now it's like I got the job at like the exact wrong time of when I wanted to be. Definitely the biggest thing would just be not having to wear a mask. I know that sounds very cliche, but sometimes you take it for granted what it feels like to actually walk outside or walk inside a building and just breathe normal air and not have to be just breathing in your own air. So
Yeah.
just the simple stuff like that we took for granted before, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. All those simple things, things you never would worry about before. Like, oh, do I have hand sanitizer? Do I have my mask? All these things have become so normal now, which is crazy. But hey, we're getting there. The vaccine's coming. And we have competition coming in a couple of weeks, which is exciting. So Seahawk Talk will have highlights to talk about. Woo! Can't wait for that. So, Gavin, great work today, as always. Diligently working behind the scenes. Appreciate that. And we will talk to you again next week. All right, that's Gavin Parent, the producer here on Seahawk Talk. Want to thank our guests once again today. We had David Lunn, Bill Villarreal, and Casey Phoebus. We are live once a week, Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. here on the Salve Athletics Network. If you want to catch us live, like, follow, and subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also go back and rewatch any past episode of the show on those platforms. And if you want to take Seahawk Talk on the go, you can subscribe to the Seahawk Talk podcast through Sounder FM or wherever else you get your podcasts from. That'll do it for our program here today. I am Andrew Pizzelli. Hope you all have a great day, great week. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.